evening all. We are actually going wild camping up there shortly, but while we were just standing on the banks of Ullswater waiting for the planes to come by again, saw a really big fish jump out, hoping it was a nice trout. So grab the spinning rod, little spinner, give it half an hour before we head up to Sheffield Pike. Let's give it 10 minutes, half an hour maybe, see if there's any big ones lurking. Well, giving it about half an hour with a little spinning rod, thrashed the water to a foam, no joy. I don't know where they've gone. Well, that could have been a little pike, but definitely cleared the water. Didn't actually see it, but it sounded like a good one. Maybe it was a decent trout. But, probably come back down there tomorrow, get the boat out, maybe get the boat out, go over the other side, and find a quiet little beach. Maybe we'll have a camp over there tomorrow night. We've got 2 or 3 days at our disposal, so yeah, might do that. Right, for now we'll swap the rod for the rucksack and we'll get up through this bit of woodland up towards Sheffield Pike, which I think is where we will spend the night. Let's do it. Wow, I'm unfit at the moment. We just cleared the woodland, coming up from Ullswater. That Glenridding Dod's up there behind me. I'm absolutely blowing out my arse. 2 months in Thailand and the associated beer has not been kind to me. Wow. Whew, bloody hell. Just got the first view of Sheffield Pike. Now I'll be able to see it looking straight into the sun. Well, there it is up there. This is where we're going. I'm sure it'll be worth it when we get there. I always said that when I was doing the Wainwrights and I'd take that one off. I've not been up since, but I always said it'd be a good spot for a camp. So the view looking back down to Ullswater is amazing. The weather as it stands, we'll get a sick sunset sort of back over towards Helvellyn way. It is due to cloud over, so sod's law says it'll cloud over an hour before it goes dark and we'll lose it, but at the moment looks okay. There are clouds coming over, but they're just white clouds and it's very patchy, so fingers crossed we'll get a sunset. That'd be nice. But the view's looking this way will be amazing either way. Maybe cloud inversion in the morning, possibly. You never know. Right, can't be breath back, so we'll skate round the side of Glenridding Dodd and then straight up to Sheffield Pike. Away to Glenridding Dodd. Away to Sheffield Pike. Nearly there now. Just come over Heron Pike, which is just behind us here. And Sheffield is here, but as forecasted, this band of clouds coming in now, and it's actually quite fresh. Oh. Yeah, this wind's got quite a chill to it. Sweating as well, like, so that's not going to do me any favours, but as soon as we get up there, this t-shirt off, get a fresh one on, get a jumper on. It's still a little bit of colour over the top of Sheffield here, so maybe we might get some colour, a bit of sunset maybe, who knows. Looks like a bit clear over the back there as well, so who knows. But yeah, the sun will set over the Dodds, so fingers crossed we get a little bit of colour, if nothing else. It's been a bit of a graft, not gonna lie, getting up here tonight. A bit windy now. Yeah, not done anything like this for a while, especially not with a big bag, so it's been a bit of a graft, but it'll be worth it once we're up there settled. Like I said, I think this weather's going to turn early hours of the morning. I get a little bit of wind and a little bit of rain. But for now, the views are still banging. Right, absolutely freezing. Let's get on up here, find a pitch, get the tent up. It's about, I don't know what time it is, maybe about 8 PM, something like that. Still got a good couple of hours left of light, but I think we'll get it up sooner rather than later with this chill in here. I don't think there's going to be any people up here now. Just past one guy on his way down. Not seeing a soul other than that, so I think we'll be good. Sheffield Pike, 675 metres. Bloody freezing. Let's get behind these rocks. Yeah, a bit chilly up here now. Need to get out of this wet t-shirt. Get a dry one on. Oh. Right, find ourselves a pitch. Get sorted. I think we'll have a good night here tonight. Look at the view from here. Look at that. Beautiful. All the way over to like Martindale Fells, Thornthwaite Crag, High Street, Rampsgill Head, High Raise. Awesome views. Again, this is one of those spots that you could probably name maybe 50 Wainwrights from here, I would think. You've got all the Helvellyn Range behind, and you can still see, I think you can still see red screes. The ones over there. You've got the Mells over here as well. I think if you go over this corner, you'll probably be able to see Blencathra and Skiddaw. Yeah, probably more than 50. Right, time to find a pitch for this tent. Let's get set up. all settled in now. Tents up, beds up. Rory's bed's done. Good lad. Yeah, so we're all good. Unfortunately, well, as forecast, the weather's took a bad turn. So over the Dodds and Helvellyn range, it's just clouded out now. No colour at all, it just looks grim. And even our view down to Ullswater is not a patch on what it was before. Looking very dreary now. This cloud in the next hour or two will have dropped all the way onto those far fells as well. So that could be it for the views. Well, definitely is it for the views. And in the morning could be a bit of a nasty pack up, I reckon. Tomorrow we wanted to get out on the lake as well, but weather's not great. So hopefully we'll get out at some point. We'll head down in the morning, probably have our breakfast in the van and then decide what we're going to do. But it's pissing down, I don't really want to get the boat or the paddleboard out on the water. But hopefully it clears up at some time during the day and we're able to get out. I would like to camp on the shore. I've got my rib with me, so I can put all the gear in and get to somewhere maybe a little secluded that you maybe can't get to from the bank. That's the plan anyway, but I suppose the weather dictates everything tomorrow, so we'll see. Right, I'll chill out for a bit, have a bit of a read, get some supper on. Yeah, just enjoy this scenery. Walked up to the top. Helvellyn's gone. Can't see Cam just about to disappear. And there's rain in the air. I think we set up just in time. It might be a nasty night. It is not warm either. Oh dear.
as predicted, it was a pretty rough night, to be honest. The wind's been wild. I didn't think the wind was getting up as much as it has. It's been a bit of a wild night. Obviously, tent's piss wet through and I'm using it again tonight, so for the first time ever, taking it down in 2 pieces, taking the inner out. It's actually easy like this in the summer. Well, it's the summer, dry time. Yeah, so taking the inner out because I want to use it later ideally, so try and keep that bit dry. Try and get this hung off the back of the van if it brightens up later, but as it looks now, I'm not that hopeful, to be honest. Right, let's get this last shell of the tent down, get that on our way. Pretty chilly this morning as well. Back down for some breakfast. Now I picture them last night. No trace as always. Just underneath Sheffield Pike. The weather. Right. Clears at some point. Right on cue. Water comes back into view. Tents there on the edge of Heron Pike. Yep. Good spot actually. Still get the same great views overlooking Ullswater. Not a bad shout. You hungry? It's time for some breakfast. Come on in. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. It is tick season. That's another one I've just taken off Rory. Must have taken about a dozen off him last night. I would be very surprised if I've not picked one up. I've not had one for absolutely ages, but the amount of them up there last night, I'm going to have a really good check now when I get back to the van. It's the likelihood that I've picked one up very high, I would say. Yes, I got at least a dozen off him before we went to bed last night. Thankfully only one had attached. Managed to get that off quite easily, but yeah. Take my trousers off this morning and I'm expecting to find one or two. Ugh, horrible. While the weather's holding, thought I might as well come and have my breakfast down here on the beach, on the rocks. A little bit of rain in the air, but it's dry for the moment. But I can see the cloud rolling down the hills behind us, so don't know how long it's going to stay dry for, but while it is, we'll sit out here and have our brekkie. Rory's been fed back at the van. I've had a change of clothes, put some of my wet kit out to dry, hung the tent out to dry in the back of the van, so try and get that a little bit drier for this evening, and all being well, we'll head over the other side sometime later on this afternoon. I've brought the spinning rod down with me just in case an opportunity arises. You never know. Always be prepared. But yeah, other than that, we'll probably wrap this one up here. And yeah, all being well with the weather, we'll see you in the water.